Hello, everybody. How you doing? This is Knoc Knef.
Bear Tucker, Neff.
Knoc Knef podcast. Today, we got new topics for you. We was kind of controversial last time, so we're going to keep a little controversy, but we're going to do it a little different.
So, for the first topic, we're going to talk about a little police reform and what that looks like. This whole political process that's come up between, the old president, new president. A lot of conversation has been about what the police have been doing and what they're going to do coming up here pretty soon. What it looks like in the old administration versus what it is in this new administration. We talk about defunding the police. We talk about reschooling police. We talk about, disbanding whole police stations in cities, oversight. What do you think all this entails to have the police force that we are looking for, the police force that we need, and how do you think we get to that area of balance that we're looking for?
Well, first, to quantify everything I'm going to say, I'm ex-law enforcement. I did 10 years as a law enforcement officer. So, me personally, I'm going to say it like this. I grew up black in Los Angeles, and I've always been profiled, harassed by the cops, all that kind of stuff. So for me, it's been needed to change. But what's going to have to happen, for one, all this stuff about defunding the police, we're not going to defund the police, but we need to direct funds towards doing things different. Mm-hmm. Because if we do things different, the outcomes will be different. And when I say do things different, I'm talking about training. I'm talking about classroom training on how to handle things, as well as physical training on how to handle people. Mm-hmm. And it's also mind state. And it's also, we cannot hire weapons of war to be police on our streets. What I'm saying is, all these guys coming out of the Army who were rangers and who were snipers and gunners, they don't need to be on the street because they're trained for war. They're trained to kill. And the biggest problem is, in the streets right now, black people are being killed at a whole disproportionate rate than white people. And they could do the exact same crime. But white officers are gunning down black people, and white officers are not gunning down white people. Mm-hmm. And when I say black people, I'm also including brown people when I say this, because it's crazy. If you look at the proportion of the numbers, even to the populations, it's crazy. So I think that's part of what needs to happen too. We're putting too many people who are built for war on the streets, and we don't want them killing people, but that's what we've trained them to do. Just like also in procedures, we train people to shoot center mass. We need to stop training people to shoot to kill and shoot to disarm or shoot to injure.
I think all the things you said are super valid. I also believe that we used to have this saying, the best and the brightest, go to the military. The problem is that's not what it is. The best and the brightest don't go to the military. I have friends that are military guys, and they are not the best and the brightest.
I have to interrupt you on that one, because you got to remember the ASVAB basically determines where you can go when it comes to what branch of the military. Mm-hmm. The best and the brightest go to the Air Force. Mm-hmm. Then it's to the Navy. Mm-hmm. And then it's Marines and Army. Mm-hmm. Or Army and the Marines, one of those. Mm-hmm. And you could be the dumbest of the dumb and go to the Army or the Marines. Yeah. Because you're going to be a grunt soldier anyway. Yeah. They don't want you to think. They want you to shoot and do what they tell you to do. So that best and the brightest thing, it only works when it comes to, once you look at people that are on a certain level.
It's hard because you have a lot of these people who are trying to get out of the situations they're in, wherever they're at, to get into the military so they can travel the world and do the things that they would never be able to do before. The problem is a lot of those people are from areas of the country that don't like the people when they get out that they're policing. Sure. So you are raised in a bigoted racist background. You have that in your life. You go to the military. You got a drill sergeant who is running you into the ground. You hate him automatically. You have other people that you associated with and deal with that are of other races, other ethnicities, other religions, and you deal with them because that's what you have to do because that is your job.
They send you to these countries of people you don't even like.
And then the problem is when you come back, they put you in the worst areas to police. And they're not the areas that you might have grown up in. They're Oakland, LA. And then as you gain seniority, then you go to the more prestigious where you have the fat cops running around and all that stuff. But the issue is you're policing people that you don't understand, you don't know, you don't respect. Because you've been taught all these years not to respect them. But I think even more than that, and not to change the subject, but even more than that, to kind of redirect it back to what we was talking about, is I think the whole defund the police narrative is, it's not wrong, it's right, it's correct. The problem is the wording, the phrasing of it. My dad always told me, he said, it's not about what you say, it's about how you say it. I can say a whole bunch of stuff, but if I say it in a belittling way, it's going to come out as a whole different idea of what I'm trying to get across. And when you say defund the police, people take that as a literal saying, and they think, oh, so you're going to walk around here with no police officers? No, that's not what we're saying. And a lot of times, you know, a lot of others, when it comes to black people, think that we don't like the police. Police are a necessary entity in our lives. And I'm not going to even say because we are black, we live in these terrible neighborhoods. That's not what it is. We know. But when I was young, we knew the police. When I was young, the police came to our schools, and not that we hung out, but they would, hey, you guys need to go home. You know, it wasn't these guys who looked like the Terminator with these glasses on, who were just driving in their now SUVs, you know, looking at you, window half down, you know, and they all look the same. Same buzz cut, same old, same skin, same face, same everything.
Yeah, but so you got to remember, we're from two different age eras.
Yeah.
Because I'm from Los Angeles. I grew up in an upper middle class black neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
All the sheriffs in my neighborhood were white, and they were jealous of our parents because we were living so well. So they treated us like shit every chance they got. Pulled to the curb, getting played like a sucker. Don't fight the power, kill a motherfucker. That was the whole get out for us because, like, I'm from the NWA era.
Yeah.
All that shit Ice Cube was saying on Fuck the Police, we lived that.
Yeah.
Even if you didn't live in the hood. Like I said, I lived in Carson. It was an upper black middle class suburb. Mm-hmm. And all our sheriffs were white. And they hated coming in there every day taking care of this upper middle class minority. I'm not even going to say black because we had Hispanics, we had Asians, everything. But there were no whites in our neighborhood anymore because white flight. They left. Once their daughters got old enough to date black men, they were gone.
They were out, yeah.
So when, like I said, we were getting pulled out our cars because we had nice cars. Mm-hmm. We could be dressed nice, and you want me to get on my knees on the curb? Hell no.
See, that's a big thing too, because I've had now 8 cars in my life. I've been pulled out of 5 of them, 2 by gunpoint. I don't got a record. I ain't never been to jail. You know what I'm saying? I've never fought a cop. I've never talked crazy to a cop. But the fact that I'm 6'3" and 270 pounds, and I get out of a car and they look at me, they're instantly intimidated. And I'm the nicest person on the planet, but they don't know that. You know, so I remember I got a ticket, and I remember getting this ticket, and I was young. I had to pay this ticket off, and it took me a long time to pay it. And as I was going into this, this courthouse or whatever to go pay this ticket, I was talking to the bailiff, and the bailiff was super cool. His partner, I grew up with his son. right? So me and this dude's son grew up together, and his dad worked there, and then his friend was the bailiff I always talked to. Mm-hmm. And I remember hearing about shootings and stuff going on. And when I heard about these shootings, I was sitting there talking to him about different things that would happen. Hey, because I want to know, like, yo, is this a good shot? They call it good. Is this a good shot?
Good shooting. Huh?
A good shooting. Is this a good shot? Did he deserve it? Because I want to know. I want to know what this guy did and what this cop possibly saw to kill this man, right? And as our conversations, kind of got more and more in tune, we got on the subject of me personally. I said, look, I walk around in hoodies all the time. Trayvon Martin. I walk around in hoodies all the time. He said, yeah. He's like, you are the ideal of what a suspect is. You are a suspect. Everywhere you go, you're a suspect. What do I... 6 foot, black, hoodie. That's a whole bunch of us.
That's all of us.
That's all of us.
All of us at
all
one point of the day.
You know what I'm saying? So, especially now with the weather, what it is now, I'm like, so how is that supposed to make me feel when I think, oh, shoot, like, I can't wear a hoodie. It's cold outside. So I remember driving out here. And I had my massage gun in the car. Mm-hmm. I was gonna bring my massage gun. I didn't bring it. You know why? Because all these cats was getting shot a few months back. I don't even want to put myself in that position to see it, and then you know what I'm saying, me reach over and grab something out of my glove compartment, and they see that massage gun. Mm-hmm. The fact that I even have to say this out loud tells you there is something vastly wrong with our system. Tells you that there is something that's vastly wrong with the way I'm looked at in the human population. And I told one of my friends, it's in the human population, I am a lion in this population. They are so scared of me and the person that I possibly could be by the way that I look, that it's a problem.
True.
And I got kids. Like, I'm not trying to be out here doing no sideways stuff. So it makes me feel very, very vulnerable in one aspect. And it also makes me feel like, bro, like, we need to do something. But for a person who it doesn't affect, why would you want to change anything?
True.
Why would you want to take the rims off the car if the rims that are on the car are perfectly good? But if the person driving the car said, this is every time I turn, I hit a bump and it jars me, you know what I'm saying? You're going to be like, yo, let's change them. So when it comes to defunding the police, I believe that things have to change. We're not trying to get rid of the police. We're not trying to, and I say we, but I'm saying people aren't trying to abolish the police. They're not trying to get rid of the police. But I think the funding has to go into other things. The funding has to go into mental health. Absolutely. The funding has to go into, recreation for the kids. The funding has to go into creating an environment in a neighborhood that is going to build up the community to where you don't have the gun violence and you don't have this other stuff. Because if you build these kids up at a young age, and they're hopefully not going to want to go and do these things that we're seeing. And it goes back to when Michelle Obama came up with the food thing, and people were like, I don't want my kids eating all these vegetables. Where's all the sloppy joes and the
the stuff we grew up on?
The stuff we. No, there's a whole reason why we got diabetes.
But then too, that's them the same parents that was like, the Cookie Monster is wrong, and now we got the Veggie Monster.
Yeah.
So,
so it's a lot of stuff. But anyway, I mean, I guess we have to really, really be cautious about the wording of stuff that we're using. Because a lot of people they aren't smart enough to understand, to comprehend, and to just get it.
True. And then another thing the media has done, it makes the world believe that there's no such thing as a white ghetto.
Yeah, that's true. That's very
white
true.
People don't shoot and kill each other.
White people
don't have the same problems in their community as we do. And truth be told, there are more white people on food stamps than anybody else on food stamps.
That's true. But they never say that. It's crazy.
But you see, Trump, when he first ran, he was like he was going to get rid of food stamps. Until his team told him,
like, you realize
most of middle America and white America in these regions are using food stamps.
Your base.
your base.
Your base.
You're
Your base.
gonna lose them immediately.
Mm-hmm.
That's when that whole tune changed, and then it turned into we're gonna build a wall.
Mm-hmm.
Because he ran before he even announced he was gonna run for president. He said one of the first things he was gonna get rid of was food stamps.
Yeah, sure.
And so it's like people need to realize the problems that are in the black community are in every community. Because the black community didn't create Dylan Ruth.
Yeah.
The black community didn't create any of these white serial killers.
We're gonna have a podcast on these school shootings. We're gonna have a podcast on what causes that and why. What a guy told me is the start of that at a young age, and why these people end up being these kids in school who end up shooting up school.
We getting off topic, but I just want us to leave this for food for thought when you do that. You take in consideration white kids who are bullied shoot up whole schools. Mm-hmm. Black kids that are bullied shoot up the motherfucker that bullied them.
Yeah, it's true.
There's a difference. Like I said, you don't have, if you look at the percentage of serial killers, 97 or 98% of your serial killers were white males.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we all watch them Netflix shows, them murder.
Yeah, so it's like
first 48.
And my thing is this: I'm not here to bash white people because I have a lot of white friends. My best friend is a white guy.
You sound extra racist.
But that's what we always say to them. But the fact of the matter is, these are real problems for everybody. It's not just a black problem. Mm-hmm. So it's like, can we look at it as a nationwide social problem and not just a problem in the black community? Mm-hmm. Because in the trailer parks, they doing the same thing as we doing in the hood. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? It's no different.
Same issue, same issue, same problem. So, all right. So before we get on to the next topic, I want to take some time to show you guys my sweater. Peep it. When we started this podcast, we didn't want it to just be our thing. We wanted to kind of, make it a community thing. So if you guys have shirts, apparel, hats, that you want to kind of get out there, we're here to support you, because you're supporting us. So, hit us up on Instagram or Facebook. We'll, put the link in the bio or the number on the page, or however we're going to do it. Because we want, to help us be better for us.
Other people in our community. And it's not just clothes and it's anything. Mm-hmm. Anybody who wants to advertise on our show, just let us know. We're open.
Yeah, I'm totally down. So I'm not going to tell you the company that made this because it's still in the, beginning baby phases, but.
Okay, earlier in the week, me and my nephew had a phone conversation about, I seen an article where Cardi B said she didn't put WAP. She didn't submit it to the Grammys for a Grammy this year. But my thing is, this song stirred up so much controversy this year. Mm-hmm. I really want to talk about why the song was so controversial.
I think first and foremost, I think the song touched a lot of nerves with men. I
was going to say, stop beating around the bush. It challenged men's masculinity.
Exactly. So, being that it challenged men's masculinity, that a girl is going to come and take what she wants. She is going to be the woman, and she's going to come and get it. It put the man in a very vulnerable position. We're not going to the song is a song. I think the song is dope.
I'm not going to say it put a man in a vulnerable position. I think it put insecure men in a vulnerable position. Okay. Because I don't know no man that don't want no woman to come over, even if she comes over in a trench coat with nothing on, and just put it on his ass. Yeah. I don't know no man that don't.
That's true. So I think it put a lot of insecure men in a very vulnerable position. And with a woman talking the way she's talking, her and Meg, and it pretty much taking over and giving women the women's empowerment that they are looking for. Beyonce does this all the time. She doesn't do it in the way that Cardi B
She
did
doesn't
it.
use the same language,
But
yeah.
she does it all the time. And a lot of women love it and a lot of men hate it.
But like you said before, other women have done it.
Yeah.
And my thing is, we can go back to Little Kim, Trina, Kaya.
Kaya.
You
I
know,
heard that name in a
I'm just
while.
saying, it's not like this is new.
Yeah.
And my thing is, I hate to sound like an asshole, but men don't buy women because of their lyrics.
Yeah.
I love Rhapsody. I love Sarah. I love Lyric Jones, my girl that just put out her new record. But people don't buy them because they're too lyrical. Or at least men don't buy them because they're too lyrical. And to me and my son had a discussion about this one night. I like my MCs lyrical. Part of the reason I don't get into a lot of the records that play on the radio now and some of the stuff is because I like lyrical rappers.
They don't be saying that.
And you don't have to be lyrical on every record, but show me you got some skills.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's my thing with it. It's like now anybody can make a record, and as long as they got fans, people think they're dope. But some of the stuff that's being said is not dope. It's not skillful. Anybody could do it.
That's true. I mean, don't get me wrong. This song it had a little bit of everything. Because if you listen to the lyrics in the song, she's saying some stuff.
WAP was genius. I don't care what nobody said.
she's saying
Both
some
Meg
stuff.
and Cardi put it down lyrically.
Yeah.
The shit they said, their attitude. My thing is, they said what they wanted to say.
See,
And they said it well.
Men do this all the time.
All the time.
They do it in every album, every song is about somebody doing some sloppy toppy, some back shot, something.
Or how they got
put it
women
down
doing everything and how they putting it down.
You know, even in video, you see videos, and this dude, he gets up, he answers the phone, he gets out of bed, it's 2-3 women.
Three women.
You know, so this is nothing
In reality, he either got a boyfriend or he Captain Midget Dick.
He's something.
Hey.
But it's crazy because we talked about it last, the hypocrisy when it comes to men versus women it floors me.
Yeah, but you got to remember, you can't say that we don't have chauvinistic tendencies that we grew up with.
Absolutely.
Me and you both. There's some things we've done that we look back and be like, "Whoa!" There's things I've said to my daughter that I am embarrassed about now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
you know, I mean, but it's one of those things. My dad's 86. He says stuff now. I'd be like, for real? You know, but it's those generations, and as you get older, and as you hopefully you get more knowledge, you can kind of adjust and make your mark in something else. But we gotta stop. We have to stop as men sitting there not letting these women voice their
opinions and how they feel.
Like,
yeah.
it is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
But that's just like the same, like in a relationship. If you don't start listening to your woman will go somewhere else and get it.
Yeah.
It's just like with men. Men are quicker to do it than a woman is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah.
But I mean, hey, we'll. That song's amazing. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, yeah, I get it's a pop song and it's catchy and all this stuff. But
genius.
I was like, so hey.
All right, so thank you for tuning in to the Knoc Knef podcast show today. I want to invite people to, if you have some topics you want to hear us talk about, send it to us. Whether you DM it, put it in the comments, anything on the Facebook page or the Instagram page. But hit us up because we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. We'll give you our opinion.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, any kind of products you guys got out there, something you want to get out, you want the world to see, hey, we're here to help you. We want you guys to support us, so we're going to support you. So, like I said, hit me up, hit him up, Knoc Knef Podcast, on Instagram, on Facebook. Look us up, and we'll get back to you. That's Knoc. I'm Neff. Until next time.
Peace.